if you look at this, and you and I were out there at the practices. We saw the rookie minicamp. We saw the OTAs, and we saw Tyke Smith do his thing. We saw Jalen McMillan do his thing. And, we kind of said even before camp started, it's crazy to think that this Buccaneer team that's coming off of 10 wins last year, 9 in the regular season, and they won in the playoffs. They got to the second round, that divisional playoffs, and they took the Lions into the fourth quarter. It was tied up. They did that, and it was a good team, a very good Buccaneer team. But it's not like they have holes, but 4 starters from this year's draft class onto a team that won 10 games last year, like that shouldn't happen. Typically, most teams say, gosh, if we can get 2 immediate starters out of any draft, no matter where you're picking first or 32nd, like that's a good thing. 2 immediate quality starters, that's good. And then maybe the third rounder develops, and he starts the next year. Maybe you have a sleeper on day 3, a 5th rounder, and he starts, right? Like that's kind of best case scenario. Tampa Bay, on a very good football team, is going to have 4 starters from this year's draft class. Graham Barton starting at center. Outside linebacker Chris Braswell will be an eventual starter at some point this year, probably on the Yaya Diaby path around midseason, is what I would suspect. But then 2 surefire starters in the third round. Jalen McMillan will be the starting wide receiver number 3. That's a starter in Liam Cohen's offense. Tyke Smith will be the starting nickelback. Bucky Irving, your 4th round pick, is a quasi starter. And so you're taking a team that was really good last year and adding 4 guys that level up your good team. And so that's why I've not put much stock in this whole Atlanta Falcons winning the NFC South thing. I'll believe it when I see it. It's got to happen on the field because, the Falcons got better. So did the Buccaneers. Right. And so I think that last year was a step in the right direction for the Buccaneers. I think this year is a step in the right direction for the Buccaneers. I think 10 wins is probably the expectation, at least.
Yeah.
And I think this team should go further in the playoffs. I think the NFC South Championship should be the expectation, and we'll see what happens there. But when you talk about making the leap, Matt, to your point, I think the leap happens in 2025. That's when the salary cap opens up. Chris Godwin's really only the big name free agent that you have to really worry about paying a huge contract to. And Yaya Diaby will be in year 3. So will Kalijah Kancey. Rashad White will be in a contract year in year 4. Cade Otton will be in year 4. So all of these players that they're counting on to perform and be young players, they're going to be leveled up in terms of playing time and experience. And then you throw in that extra cap money where they can go out and get a premium pass rusher if they need one, or a premium this guy or that. I think 2025, the Super Bowl window is open now, but I think it opens wider next year.